Okay, so the next breathing technique I'm going to show you is called the physiological sigh. And I don't really see or hear about this in counseling or therapy circles, although I mean it could. I'm sure people use it. But to give credit where credit's due, I actually heard about this and learned about this through Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford. And so he's a scientist out there that's actually doing research on breathing techniques and their ability to change emotional states. So this physiological sigh wasn't studied or discovered by him, but he references them. So Dr. Jack Feldman and Dr. Mark Krasnow have done kind of their own separate and combined researches about elements of this technique. So I'm going to show it to you first, and then I'll explain how it works a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep in breath, one smaller in breath, and then a long exhale. So one more time. So this is another one where you can just use anywhere, right? And it's again, these are all based off the same principle that you're gonna intervene at the level of your body to change what's going on in your mind and in your body. So here's how it works. So sighing is actually crucial to the functioning of the lungs. So if you don't sigh, your lung will deteriorate. And so believe it or not, we actually sigh every 5 minutes, and it's often with that kind of double inhale, one long exhale pattern. So you might, last time you had a hard cry, or last time when you were really stressed, you might recognize this. So there are air-filled sacs in your lungs, and there's millions of them called alveoli, and they actually gradually collapse as you're just walking around your day. So that's kind of why you sigh every 5 minutes, to refill these sacs and then to release the carbon dioxide from them. So when you get stressed, these air-filled sacs actually collapse even quicker. And a normal breath is not enough to refill these sacs. You have to do the deep in-breath to really fill them all up. And so what you're doing when you're taking the 2 in-breaths is you're filling them up as much as you possibly can, so that when you do your exhale, when you do your out-breath, that long out-breath, you're more effectively cleansing your bloodstream of carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide, that a lot of what you feel when you're stressed and anxious is actually carbon dioxide in your bloodstream. So I'm going to quote Andrew Huberman here. He says the physiological sigh is the fastest hardwired way for us to eliminate the stressful response in our body quickly in real time. So again, you can do this anywhere, and it's not going to be up to your mind. You're going to calm down. You're going to release stress, and so you can do this several times, and you will reduce more and more stress. Just as a final little note, so there's a few people that I'm aware of through Dr. Andrew Huberman that are studying breathing and how changing breathing patterns and using certain breathing techniques can affect your emotional state. So I just want to give you their names. So if you'd like to research them or keep tabs on any of their research, that you can do that. So there's Dr. Jack Feldman, there's Dr. Mark Krasnow, there's Dr. Andrew Huberman, and Dr. David Spiegel. So all of those scientists have labs, and they are involved in researching the different patterns of breathing and how they affect emotional states. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, you got to use it for it to work, and hopefully you can bring this into your repertoire of dealing with your anxiety and stress.